Reaching a big milestone in another big year. Time just keeps on marching on, that is crystal clear. 23 full years of questing, no banks or deaths, I've got my tricks. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2006. Welcome back to October 2nd, 2006. We want to continue training Slayer, but our next task would be much more helpful if we do some other things first. Specifically, updates. Because there's a thing coming very soon that we really, really want. On October 11th, 2006, the first Players Gallery put on the website. All sorts of different drawings, sculptures, glass etching, all sorts of neat stuff. It's going to continue to be a thing for quite a few times here. Added with the postbag from the hedge, all sorts of fun user questions and arts and stuff. All kinds of good stuff. Also, with the players sending in some art, they also made their own art in-house in the form of some new wallpapers. You got 6 new ones, some concept art for updated monsters of different types, one for the Gnome Restaurant, and Penance Healers, which are a sneak peek of a future update. Also on the website, in the area guides portion of the knowledge base, more information about Waterbirth Island, the Mole Lair, and the Cave Goblin Mines. There's all sorts of information, what's going on there, what you can fight, information, lore, and such. Good stuff to have. And we're definitely going to one of those places very soon. With the success of the using jewelry when equipped update, more things have been added to that feature. Get your Blessed Silver Sickle, Progress Hat, Prayer Books, Amulet of Cat Speak, Rubber Chicken, and Nature Amulet. Now can do things without having to take them off. Very convenient. Very cool. And over at the White Knight Armory, the Magic Staff had the same name as the Magic Staff. So now it is called the White Magic Staff for the White Knights. Makes a lot of sense. Next up, on October 18th, 2006, over here near Narda, Desert Goats. You can fight the Desert Goats, and get their Desert Goat horns, grind it up, put it in a Hairlander potion with 36 Herblore, and get a Combat Potion, which is basically a Attack Potion and Strength Potion at the same time. Not like a super attack and super strength or anything, just regular. Well, save 1 space if that's what you're doing. Wait, we're sure drinking this water fast. We should be quick about this then. Duradel assigns Necreals again. Apparently that got lost, potentially in the culling of lower level tasks accidentally. But yeah, that's back, because that's definitely a higher level Slayer task. 80 Slayer. Should be at the highest level Slayer Master. Makes a lot of sense. The concept art wallpapers that showed the new look for giant rats, bats, and bears now are in-game. Probably not exactly the concept art because it's still before the graphical reworks of everything, but there's been a graphical rework of those. With the changes to the combat interface, there is some weirdness with melee weapons swapping back to accurate style if you switch to a staff. So that should be fixed, as long as there's enough styles on the staff when there's really only 3 and there's 4 styles for most melee weapons, so then it will probably still switch back to accurate anyways. That's eventually fixed with having styles of weapons save what they are instead of just specific combat styles. Well, that's something. No, much more important here for today. We've got some new stuff. The Capes of Achievement. They look very fancy. You get yourself a cape. Like the quest point cape, which we should be able to wield, because we've completed all the quests. Unfortunately, there have been an additional, yes, many quests. We're like halfway there, basically, at this point. But we should be able to have that. And it would be nice, because it's got decent stats. And then with the Evolution of Combat, it's got decent Enduro stats. It was only really defense. Now it's got attack bonus too. Would be better than the Legends cape. That's still pretty decent. And along with the Questpoint cape, this is the whole Capes of Achievement. So there's lots of other achievements, like getting a 99 in skills. Requires 99, of course. And then you go to a various skill master, pay them 99,000 coins, and you get your cape. And also a matching hood, which is very fancy. The cape's definitely more important. Get 2 99s, and you get a fancy trim, which also gives it a prayer bonus of a bit. So that's fun. We do not have any 99s yet, although we are getting fairly close. Like 93 woodcutting, 90 cooking, 88 thieving and fishing. So getting 99s would be possible. We are dying of desert heat now, my goodness. Let us think about these capes and the conditions that they would be in. Because you also get the hood, then you have all these capes, you get all your 99s. That's just going to fill up your bank if you are very high level. But you need worry not. For all your capes, and many, many other things, can go in the newest room. Well, technically the first new room for player-owned houses. The costume room for 50,000 coins at level 42. Build it. We already planned where we're going to put this, right up here next to our fancy bedroom. This is going to be another room we want quite fancy. We're going to need to get a whole bunch of planks for this. Well, that's easily doable. Also going to need an axe, because we got rid of our other axe. We're going to need the hammer, the saw. Depending on how many planks this take, it might be 2 trips. Now let's make some stuff in here. A little bit of juggling, and we accomplished it. Making only the teak chest here, instead of the mahogany, because we don't have the level. We need to quickly leave the house and pick up the other planks here. Just enough. Had to drop a log, chop a tree, drop the axe, pick up the log. It was a whole thing. Could have also gotten rid of a few things in the inventory. Wouldn't have been too bad. Anyways, treasure chest. This can hold various clue items. Like easy clue items, all these. Or you can also search for medium. And potentially hard, but I don't think that would be, I think that should be on the mahogany only, still. Eventually, we'll be able to get the mahogany. The only problem with trying to store things in here is it needs all the pieces for anything that has a set. So say we wanted to go do some easy clue scrolls, and we got a piece of elegant. We would need to get both pieces in order to store it in the house. And that does make things difficult. There are things that are only one item that we could totally store in here, like any of the bomb shirts or a powdered wig. Well, at least the things that exist already. But should be most of the stuff at this point. A few things, not yet. There's also various heraldic items. I don't think all these exist yet. Got the wizard robes, those are great. So if we want to do a bunch of clue scrolls and try to keep the items, we technically could. At least somewhat. One thing we have to be aware of is we will want to get this mahogany that requires a higher level. And then we'll be able to store everything. But until 2015, you have to remove everything from the furniture before you can get rid of it and upgrade it. So, probably don't want to start putting too many things in here that we can't actually hold at the same time. Well, that would get awkward. We could try juggling a lot of stuff, but especially if we get a whole bunch of non-tradable things in one of these, it could get dicey. Or just wait until 2015. That's also an idea. Next set here, we have the armor case space. We're getting relatively close with a full stew boost and a full crystal saw. That's +8. So getting up to the highest levels of here wouldn't be too much more, for some of these at least. For the other ones here, the amount of storage is slightly dicey. We make a teak armor case though here, and open that. We can store many different types of armors. Most of these not yet, but some of them. Some of them much more important than others. Store stuff like the spined set, the rock shell set. Those are good. All kinds of stuff later. Originally there's not too much in here, but we got all kinds of different sets of things. That some of them added in future updates, which we need to be slightly aware of when things become available to put in the house. Because some of them, we're going to be waiting a bit of time between when we get the things and when we can put them in here. Which kind of determines whether or not we want to hold on to them for that entire time. And since this is only the teak, we can only store 4 sets of things in here. And a lot of these things are just individual pieces later on. So we would really, really desperately need the mahogany one. Well, it's not too big of a concern. At least not for now. Next is the magic wardrobe, which is kind of like the armor, but only for magical things. We can do the carved teak magic wardrobe, and the other ones are even higher level. More expensive too. The first one that needs actual things beyond just planks. Carved teak here can do 4 sets. Mahogany, which we could do all our boosting for if we had stews and cats and stuff, that can hold 5. Gilded needs a gold leaf, can hold 6. And then the marble one, at 96 construction, can hold everything. The question is whether we really need that. As we make this here, we can see the different magical things that can be stored in here. And there's not as many. Most interestingly would be Mystic. Unfortunately, the regular Mystic now has the shield in here too, which doesn't exist. So, slightly awkward. We have to get Dark or Light Mystic. We don't have the levels to get all those. And we really wouldn't want Mystic anyways, when stuff like Skeletal with the damage bonus and Lunar with the even more damage bonus exist. Only thing awkward with Lunar is all the extra pieces. It's like the cape and the ring and the amulet. Probably not things we want to use. Even the gloves. So either destroy those and buy them back whenever we are done wearing the lunar armor, or just have them in the inventory. Depends how we're feeling. We could also go and get the full ghostly robes again. Put those in here. That'd be a good one. And also Infinity, if we were so inclined to go do Mage Training Arena. It's tank armor though, so nobody really cares. Lunar's just straight up better. And later on, more things added in here. Some stuff that doesn't really exist. Some outfits. Yeah. I think we could definitely get away with not really too many sets in here, honestly. Honestly, like Ghostly, Lunar, Dagenhai maybe later. Might not even really need to upgrade this one, which would be nice, so we wouldn't need to get 96 construction, or at least boost for 96. Options for the future. And just having higher construction does have its benefits. Right here. Next up, the cape rack. Starting from the bottom, You can put all kinds of capes on here, except for the new capes of achievement, capes of accomplishment, and all those. All the new capes you can put on your cape rack, assuming you have a good enough cape rack. Teak can have 1 skill/quest point cape. Mahogany can have up to 5. And of course we have 0 still, so 5 is more than 0, so we're perfectly fine with that. Gilded can have 10, and then the marble or magic can have all of them. So you'd probably go with the marble, because it's 1/3 of the price, and 9 construction levels less. We'll worry about that when we get more than 10 99s, I guess. I think by that point we probably should have the construction level though, so let's go with mahogany for now. This also does give us the options, putting some other capes on here. I might go back to make sure all these can go on, but like the Cape of Legends, a fire cape, the God capes, those would be good options. There's all the skill capes, and then 120s, and spiny capes, and achievement milestone capes, comp capes, clan capes, Soul Wars capes, igneous capes. Most of these don't exist yet. Also, some of the skill capes don't exist because the skills don't exist yet. But for the most part, you need to put the hood on here too. So, I think the only way to get another hood is to like buy another cape. So basically, destroying the hood to keep an inventory space basically still costs the 99,000. That's still something. Still better than nothing. Old School got an update where you can put partial things in. Well, that's something. Toy box. We're gonna make the teak one here. Unlike some of the other ones, there's really no distinction between these ones. They all can store everything. But we really don't have anything to store in here, as this is basically the Dango item retrieval service, which is a bunch of cosmetic stuff mostly. Originally it was just the various holiday event rewards, of which we weren't around for the holiday events from 2002 to 2006 so far, so we would have nothing in here, and nothing to store. Now I got all these wacky stuff, which will eventually exist, and then we can eventually use them. Eventually. And lastly, the fancy dress box for costumes. Teak can hold 4 costumes, mahogany can hold them all. But we don't really have the costumes either. So we check in here. The costumes are the random event sets to start off with. And random events no longer exist. We could technically go and buy these from the shops that they come from once that's actually a thing. A few other things in here that are kind of costumes later, but for right now we also can't store anything in here. So for the meantime, we have minimal use of most of these. We don't have any treasure trail items, random event items, holiday items. We can put a few things in the armor case and magic wardrobe. Maybe put a few capes in the cape rack. Be a good excuse to go try to get a fire cape at some point. But there you go. And we're going to start trying to put something in the armor case here, because we have a Dagonoth's task. And that leads perfectly to Waterbirth Island. Oh, there is 67 Slayer, fighting these Dagonoth here in the main room. For these ones, they've got drops. We need to run around while we have the staff on, because we auto-retaliate, we use our runes up. There's something to Alk Lamp, with the halberd back on. They have drops, yep. Some salvages, some lack of runes, but a whole bunch of various Fremnik things from all the Fremnik that they've eaten. Fremnik blades and helms, which are worth alking, and then incredibly rarely the special helmets, like Berserker, Archer, Farseer, Warrior helms. All sorts of talismans, herbs, seeds, random things, a couple coins. But most importantly here and we've already gotten 5 of them, are the Dagonoth hides. These are needed for making the Fremnik armors, which we're going to do. We also kind of need to not be in combat in order to look at the level up here. 67, that's a quest requirement, and crest spots. Those don't exist yet. Okay. So yeah, get one more Dagonoth hide here, and then we're going to move on to actually something where we can use the Dagonoth hide. Another helmet, elk that. Very good. There is 2 levels at the same time. 76 strength, 76 defense. That is barbarian sharks with 96 fishing, once that's a thing, and a quest requirement. 76 defense quest requirement, checked off the list. I got a whole list here, in a literal sense. I'm literally checking it off the list. Next melee requirement on the list would be only strength. We're going to switch to only strength for training. Here at Giant Rock Crabs, for all the things that they provide. Specifically, a bunch of salvage, and black items, which weren't turned into salvage, because you can't smith black. Definitely a whole thing. Black items. More importantly, they drop rock shell, boots, gloves, and then pieces for making the other pieces. That's why we also need the Dagonoth hides. We'll get to that once we have all the pieces. That's going to be replacing our rune and berserker helm, because it's better. Also get coins, runes, herbs, seeds, things. Nothing super crazy. We're also not very good at fighting these with melee. We have a 44% accuracy, hit chance, and therefore damage, with the new way that damage works here. So, going slower than average here. Well, that's okay. We can safe spot him. Just hang out here with the halberd. Dragon halberd continues to be a great choice. It was always a fun choice. It was never good. But now it's good. Working with it. The kills are not fast. Good chunk of XP, though. Also not getting any Slayer XP, since these are not, in fact, Dagonoths. That's okay. The goal here is the armor set. We already have a shard, a chunk, just need a splinter, boots, and gloves. If we get any extras, we probably won't worry about that, because individually they don't alch for anything, and we wouldn't want to need to go get more Dagonoth hides to turn them into things to possibly alch them. So, not going to worry about that. We could leave, turn these into the stuff to get the bonuses from that. I just want to do the whole set at once. See how that goes for us. Got all the drops pretty much just in time. Ran out of food, almost out of nature runes. So, it was time to go and collect more resources. Either way here. But all 3 chunks, gloves, and boots. Talk to Thorvald here. Howdy, Thorvald. And greetings to you, too. It's good to see new blood entering the Fremnik. We gain our strength by bringing new warriors into the tribe. Maybe not. Skotagrim? Rock crab armor. There we go. Hello there. These shards of a rock crab shell. Believe you might be able to make them into armor for me? No problem, Rakir. What armor you want? A fine helm. Costs 5,000 coins. That okay? Yep. There you go. Fine helm. You want another? No. I want the other pieces. A sturdy piece of body armor for 10,000. Yep. There you go. Sturdy armor. You need another piece? None of the armor. We do need powerful leg armor. 7,500. Very reasonable prices here, too. Okay. And that is full rock shell. Specifically, the helmet, body, legs, and boots are direct upgrades. The gloves are technically slightly worse than the Cultimancer's gloves 10, Baron's gloves. They have slightly less damage. But they are part of the set, and we can store them. So that's fine. These are definitely best for when we are hybriding, But my goodness, the amount of things we would need to effectively hybrid, bring multiple combat styles. Not really something we are looking to do. We don't even have enough nature runes to alch all this stuff, my goodness. Unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye to the fancy boots. We can always go and get those back, so that's not a problem. I don't know if we can actually alch these. It says we can. We're just going to get rid of these for the inventory space. Would rather have one inventory space than the tiny bit of extra bonus. I guess we can see precisely the bonus here. If we go at our damage here, it's 134, 42, 24. And this one is, they're off by less than 1, basically. But the rounding still exists. In the other department, the helmet is also very slightly better. And the armor is actually better by quite a bit. It does have less armor, though. So that's alright. Yeah. If we wield both of what we had before, where it's this much, both of the new ones, still the same. It's changing the damage bonus number by just the smallest amount. Anyways, full rock shell. Very cool. And we can store it in the house when we don't need it, which is also great. Might be very, very heavy though, so that's a problem. Yeah, the rock shell body is like 10 kilograms, the legs are like 9, the gloves were like 2. It's definitely something. Might be worth putting them in the storage if we need to run around a whole bunch for some reason. Still should probably be fine. We didn't know. With all of our teleports, we don't need to run too far between things. Oh, let's alch a whole bunch of this stuff. Berserker Helm. Purchased it for like 76,000. Alch it for 46. That's alright. The rune stuff doesn't alch for pretty much anything. Mining and smithing rework. Still costs more than that. Shame. And gloves. Yeah, alchable. 60,000 coins back. Cost 130,000, so lost some money on those, but made the money back. Now we don't need it. It has not dropped our weight by very much. We also have all these different weapons. That's probably not helping either. But still. We still have some more Dagonoths to slay. And we could work on the next set. Let's do that. Got the 6 Dagonoth hides from the melee Dagonoths out in the main room. Now we're after the ranged Dagonoths here in the side room here. Keep using the, yeah, somebody else showed up door here. It is very multi-combat here, and they are all aggressive, which is a slight problem. Need to eat some food here. I need to go and recharge the prayer here to decrease the damage. Still rocking the prayer does not protect from all the damage system. Pick up some drops, go for it. I think we will use the pieces we've gotten here so far. So, we got a few of the drops here. The drops of the melee Dagonoths are different from the drops of the ranged Dagonoths. At least slightly here. These guys also drop all the Fremnik stuff that we can alch for like 3,000 coins, that's fine. Also got the spined boots and gloves, then the hides for the other 3 pieces. Talismans, herbs, seeds, random stuff. Including a ton of seaweed, which really, really fills up the loot. Just making a whole mess of things. Well, that's okay. Let's get the stretched and circular hide turned into something. Save some inventory space here. For the spine set construction, talk to Sigley here. Towards the start. Dagonoth spined armor. Hello there. With some spined Dagonoth hides, I believe you might be able to make an armor of them for me. That is fine, right here, Rock Crusher. We get the last name for wearing the full rock shell, because we're just that fancy. What type of armor are you looking for? A fine helm for 5,000 coins to make that. It's acceptable. Yeah. And We don't have enough for another one. What we can do is go through here and get the other piece. We got one of these. Body? Nope. And we need a flattened hide for that. So basically we're looking for the flattened hide and the boots at this point. We did complete the Dagonoth task, so that's over. So that's something. Yeah, 2 more drops we need. Both reasonable drop rate. And since we're fighting a ranged enemy instead of a melee one, our damage is way, way higher because we have the correct combat style. I'm just gonna get some sharks here, cook them in the longhouse, and get those last 2 drops. Bring it back to simply when we're done. There's the boots. There's the flattened hide. And that's good enough to make some sturdy body armor. 10,000 coins. Easy. And that is full spined. Our ranged armor of choice. There's a gate here. This looks like this. Would not want to use this while meleeing because of all the accuracy penalties. But we don't need to use it. We have it, and we can go put it in the house. First thing restoring. Full spined. Was planning on getting these ever since they existed. Plus, they're storable. Great sets. We could also go and just buy back the full lunar set. Put that in the house. Oh, there we go. Stored. It's in there. We could also put the rock shell in there if we wanted to. And we also got a whole bunch of money from all the alks and alking our old gear. So that's pretty good too. Now we can get back to just actually training Slayer. See what other things we can get up to. 77 strength. Well, that is a quest requirement. But it's after the quest requirement with a higher strength level, so not on my list. Down here at Dust Devils. It's been going very nicely. Accuracy / damage, not perfect, but good enough. They got a lot of HP, they don't do a lot of damage. They drop kebabs for more food. Overall, pretty solid XP-wise and all that. Drops-wise, we got coins, 1 salvage, a few runes if we want to go sell those to a store or something, I guess. A couple herbs not picking up. And ever-elusive dragon chain body. Which, honestly, at this point, don't even know if I'd really want. Because we can't store that in the house. Would be an inventory slot for the rock shell plate. Slightly inconvenient. Task complete. There is a powerful Dust Devil of Pain. Superior Slayer monsters don't exist yet. And they're not very interesting, unfortunately. Next task. Not very rewarding. Jungle Horrors. Literally with the drop table here, they drop nothing besides a couple herbs and some noted logs that we're not going to worry about. Not even coins. No runes. What a mess. 100% accuracy though, so that's at least okay XP, I guess. Meh. Not the best matchup, Aberrant Specters. They are magic guys. We're melee guys. Got a bunch of salvage and lava battle staffs, so that's fun. Coin drops, but missing out on all the herbs, unfortunately, because they're all noted now. Once that's available, this could be a good, decent place to get some herbs. Herb lore is going to continue to be a problem for quite a while. Yeah, look at our lava battle staff we're keeping. At least for a little bit. Lava is fire and earth runes. 68 Slayer. Back at the Turoths again. That's why we kept the leaf-bladed spear around, so we don't have to buy that back. Be a little bit costly to Alk and get that back. That is a new monster, Spiritual Warrior, once those exist. Task complete. That's also 5 actual tasks in a row, so we're getting some Slayer points again, which we can technically use to skip tasks that don't exist. Probably not too much, though. Not very many points. 78 strength. That is a strength level, obviously. That's a quest requirement. Very good. Back down here again at Dagonoths. And we're just going to go with the melee ones out here for any Dagonoth tasks. Get the Fremnik item Alks here. A few extra coins. That's pretty good. And just a few kills later, task complete. Here's a very weird task. Fever spiders. Got the Slayer gloves, so they don't disease, or whatever they do now since disease doesn't exist. Whatever. Their drop table is sometimes Quarms, and that's it. Weird. Needing the mirror shield does slow down the basilisks a little bit. Pretty profitable though, so that's alright. Couple salvages, coin drops. Good stuff. A mountain of mountain trolls. Safe spotted. Around the fire. Task complete. 69 Slayer. And that is a very nice milestone. 1700 total level. Of course, that's still including the skills that don't exist, but close enough. And that is a quest requirement. Very good. Over here at Jellies. They're a reasonable task here. We got a few Alks here. Mithril and Rune salvage. And coins. And that's it. Another very changed drop table. Well, that's okay. That'll be enough Slayer for now. Just time-wise. And plenty of XP at the next level. 70,000. Slayer is definitely not super quick. Especially with a Dragon Halberd. We could be doing a lot better. And that's why we're not going to be training Slayer for a huge amount more here. Literally 1 level next time, but we will get to that later. We've got updates to go do right now. On October 23rd, 2006, the Mireditch shortcut key can now be put on your keyring for all the times you want to travel through Mireditch, which is very often, obviously. In the quest log, there's now a yellow asterisk next to Rag and Bone Man, if you haven't finished the wish list portion yet. We already did all the bones available, so we don't need to worry about that right now. There's more Rag and Bone Man stuff later, though, so we'll get to that eventually. Over here in the costume room, they're considering adding bank pins for being able to access all these places. And it's a reasonable idea, which eventually does happen here. Storage. Kind of like a bank, but it's not a bank. So having the bank pin makes sense. One of the things you can store here would be the fletching skill cape. Although some people weren't able to really get it. Because the fletching cape was originally sold in the ranging guild. So if you have 99 fletching, but not 40 ranged, you couldn't get the cape. So that's been moved to Catherby, to the fletching store there, which works nicely. Another cape-related situation here, the quest point cape. Requires all quest points to wield, and when you no longer have all the quest points, it'll unequip itself to your inventory. And if that's full, it goes to your bank. And if that's full, it goes back to the wise old man, where you can reclaim it later. And your cape will have been taken off because of the next quest. Scrolling. My Arms, Big Adventure. Requires Edgar's Ruse, Jungle Potion, and also used to require the Feud for reasons that we're going to get to. Also, 10 woodcutting and 29 farming. Very, very doable. Required items. 3 buckets of Artic camel dung. And that's what you needed to feud for. Really, now you can get dung without needing to do that first quest. Requirements for various things. They haven't changed. Need some coins. A way to get over to Trollheim. Like the Trollheim teleport. The lava bow staff. Fire runes. Law runes. That'll teleport us there nicely. So we don't need to bring rock climbing boots. 7 super compost. And a plant cure or additional super compost. Suppose we'll just do 8 super compost then. Because that can be stored in the tool leprechaun. Along with a pile of other farming related items. All the kinds of regular farming patch stuff you'd want. Rake, spade, seed dipper. So that all takes care of that. Since everything else pretty much is at the tool leprechauns, we just need to go get some camel dung. And that's very doable. Back where we did it the first time. In Pot of Niche. Just get the red hot sauce from the kebab seller. Run on in here to the camels. You can also go get the camulet and talk to camels to try to get their dung. That's in a slightly different location. Either way works though. Camel. Dung. 3 nice full buckets of dung here. Oh boy. And 1 bonus bucket for other things. Easy enough. And now, we pop on the staff. So we have the fire runes. And make our way to Trollheim. Very good. Been up here a few times recently for all the troll slaying. Which does bring some questions about what the trolls are going to think of us being here trying to do a quest. They don't seem to mind most of the time. Not too common that you fight a whole bunch of guys and then do a quest for them. They're just down here. It's the thrower trolls we really need to worry about. My goodness. Anyways, actually going into the stronghold here. That is where the quest starts. Although it looks like it's already starting over there. That is spoilers. Some NPCs existing in multiple locations at the same time. It's a whole thing. Anyways. Went in here for Troll Stronghold. Made our way around. Edgar's Ruse. Troll Romance. All sorts of stuff. Talking to Burnt Meat down here in the kitchen to start. Oh, hey you again. I've been thinking about you. I probably won't feel happy for knowing the answer to this, but why have you been thinking about me? Well, Burnt Meat need big important job doing, and you've been helpful before. You fetched Burnt Meat tasty human for stew that time. Yeah, it was a parrot, but sure. I'm not gonna tell him that. My Arms, Big Adventure, except... What do you want now? You remember you come in here asking me questions about gutweed, yeah? Yes, you told me the trolls had picked it all until there wasn't any left. Yeah, but Burnt Meat is hearing where gutweed is growing again. Oh, how'd you hear that? Well, I was cooking this adventurer. Cooking an adventurer, huh? It's probably fine. He's just in the pot. You like my armor? If you let me go, I'll let you keep it. Dragon plate legs, dragon chain body, dragon helm, coins, sharks, an abyssal whip. Nah, silly red metal just hurt troll teeth. Not interested. Huh? What dis? You got gutweed here. You can have that too, just let me go. Only place I find gutweed is my storeroom. You've been stealing. No, I grew that myself. What say? Gutweed not grow now. Trolls pick it all. No, I grew it. Humans grow goutweed? You lying to burnt meat? You can get the gout tuber from Taibawana village. Go there and ask Murhaley. Then you plant it in a farming patch. Burnt meat think that sound good. But burnt meat cook you first. Oh boy. Oh no. You killed that poor chap. What had he ever done to you? Well, he gave me mighty sore tummy later. Think I forgot to wash his feet. Anyway, why'd you tell me about all that? Ah, the man I cooked, he said humans growing goutweed again. Now, if humans growing goutweed, maybe trolls can grow goutweed too, yeah? You want to become a farmer? No, not me. Burnt meat stick to what he best at doing. But I got me an assistant, wanting to learn farming. He called my arm. Your assistant's called what? He called my arm. My arm. Yep, my arm. But why is he called? A perfectly good troll name. Alright, enough. What do you want me to do for this arm person? You're gonna help my arm grow goutweed. Look, you're a vicious monster who eats innocent people. Why should I ever help you again? See, hardcore ultimate Ironman Artic. If my arm learns to grow goutweed, I can get as much goutweed as I ever want. If that happens, I promise you I never cook another human in my life. Never? Never. Burnt meat promises. Goat tastes just as good as human if you add enough goutweed. Now you go and talk to my arm. He tell you what to do. Can I get all that dragon stuff as my reward? What dragon stuff you talking about? When you were telling me about that man you cooked, you talked about... Who talked about goutweed? There was loads of valuable stuff on the floor. Can I have it, please? Sorry, hardcore ultimate Ironman Artic. Burnt meat chucked that stuff away. It no good to eat. Red metal clothes hurt troll teeth, and big whip thing get stuck in throat. Gah, you're worse than that old man who wouldn't give me his hat. You go help my arm now. We can never get free stuff from guys. There's all these party hats and dragon armor that we couldn't store in the house, but still. I would take it. I would gladly take it. My arm. Before I start helping you with the whole farming thing, could you just explain why you are called my arm? That easy. You know, we trolls get named after their first thing, what we try to eat when we young. Okay, so what did you try to eat? It were me dad's arm. I remember it looked so big holding me, just gotta give it a chew. So he done named me my arm. And no one thinks that's a silly name? Well, I seen worse. Most humans come through here, they got names with like all numbers and things, what aren't even words. Okay, I'm sorry. That is a joke of player names with numbers and stuff. Ours is an abbreviation, so appropriate. If you happy about my name now, I tell you about this farming job. Alright, my arm. Tell me all about it. Okay. Now, I heard about these gouty thingies before. The cooks up on Death Plateau were saying they cooked a man what had a lump in his pocket that tasted like goutweed, but wasn't goutweed. My arm is thinking this be the thingy we need. So what do we do about it? You go to Death Plateau and search the big cooking pot for the goutweedy lump. Why do I need to go there? Can I just get you a proper gout tuber? Never mind tubers. You fetch me the goutweedy lump from the cooking pot of dung and ash on Death Plateau. Go see Burnt Meat. He gave you good directions for getting there. We could just teleport. But we don't have a games necklace, unfortunately. Oh, that takes inventory space. How you and my arm getting on with the goutweed? He wants me to fetch something from a cauldron on Death Plateau. Death Plateau, huh? That's quite a long way. Do you know how to get there? I'm a navigational genius. I'll be fine. We could ask him his recommendations, but it's not important. Okie then. Just you mind out for them troll cooks on Death Plateau. They're not as friendly as Burnt Meat. Fair enough. Death Plateau. We can get there a variety of ways. Could just go to Falador. Trying to run through troll country here. We go to the jail and then out. We would need rock climbing boots for there. Guess we have to teleport. Yeah, that's fine. To Death Plateau. Alright. We'll be running past all these thrower trolls. Well, that's a dangerous proposition. Protect from ranged it is. Just need to get up here. There's really not a wall there. That's alright. We still can get up here well enough. Take half of the range damage. Not too bad. Up here, we can search the cooking pot. Ash and Dung are fighting here. You dip our bucket that doesn't have all the stuff in it. And we get a Goutweedy lump. There you go. And then they're attacking. Wild. Anyways, that is what we needed. Now we can get out of here and back to my arm. A Goutweedy lump. A lump that might at some point have been a gout tuber. Perfect. There's also bonus dialogue if you bring a gout tuber or even just have one in your bank. But we're not going to commit to that just for this quest here. Getting a gout tuber is work. And I guess we're going to be doing the work, but yeah, we'll see. You got the Goutweedy lump yet? Yes, I have it here. Take the thing. Huh, this look a bit tatty. So are you. But it's smelling like goutweed. My arm has eaten the Goutweedy lump. You ate it! Yep, it tasted like goutweed too. So what are you gonna do now? Well, now that my arm knows these Goutweedy lump things exist, you help me grow one, yeah? Alright, where do you need me to start? My arm done tried farming before. I stick all kinds of things into ground, but nothing ever grow, not even when I water them. What did you plant? I've been planting everything, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Sticks, rocks, dead goats, you name it. And none of those things grew. Nope, not even a smidgen. My arm dug them up again to see. So did you try getting help from someone who knows about farming? Yeah, my arm found a nice farmer and ate him, but he not helped much. He tastes kind of boring too. You're not very clever, are you? My old mom say I'm clever enough. What are you getting at? Oh, nothing. Maybe I should see where you've been doing all this farming. Sure thing. Hogwarts wasn't Ironman Artic. I show you. My arm leads you through the troll stronghold. Where have you been trying to farm? At the troll stronghold here. Place is very rocky. Upstairs? Very good. Hurry up, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. I'm coming. This the Troll General's cave. Yep. We killed one of them earlier. Not too often it's an escort quest and you're the escortee. Right up here. Alright. Clamber onto the windswept roof of the Troll Stronghold. Here is where the farming has been attempted. We have fish. So he's trying to grow fish. Grow a dead goat. Rocks. A tree branch. A trolley. A crate. Not making too much progress. Up here we got some rocks. And a tool leprechaun. Just already here. Being super convenient. Hi, top of the morning to ya. You want to help with the tool store? Why are you up a mountain? Sunbathing. Well, we tool leprechauns work hard, that we do. And nary a penny do we get in return. So you can begrudge me my holiday and a wee drink or 12. Yes, very nice, but why are you sunbathing up a mountain? Surely a beach would be more appropriate. But I likes the rocky mountain, you see. Also, I have a terrible allergy to sand. Fair enough, I suppose. So you want help with the tool store? Sure. We've got all our tools in here. Ready to go. But also, he's got a store. Or maybe he has it later. Would you like to trade? Can you leave a body to a little piece? Very well. I have a bit of stuff to trade with ye, but don't be expecting yourself any discounts. He's got the farming store in store form. Leprechaun Larry's farming supplies. All the stuff you would expect. Compost. And also, since he's having his whole vacation here, he's got a bunch of empty cocktail glasses and some rocks that he's picked up. Not super helpful for what we're trying to do right now, but it exists. That's something. Wild. Okay. Talk to my arm here. This is my quiet place. No other trolls come up here. Where I've been trying to grow stuff. It's a bit windy up here. That is good, cause you smelling distinctly whiffy. Ain't like you got all dung in your pockets or something. Or maybe you need a wash. I do have dung in my pockets, literally. I wash more than enough. Okie day. Maybe my arm imagining the spell. So you think you could grow things here? I think so, yeah. I got a book about farming for you to read. Where in the world did you get a book? That farmer I ate had a book with him. My arm is hoping you knows how to read. Farmer Agricole's Farming Manual. My arm not know what in book, so you read it, yeah? Perhaps they tell you how to grow things up a mountain. Alright, I'll have a look inside. A whole book here. Lovely stuff. We got basics, disease, and soil preparation. The aim of farming is to sow seeds, help them grow into healthy plants, then harvest the crops. Although the trade can seem complicated, everything a farmer does is part of this simple process. Most seeds can be planted directly into a suitable patch of soil with the aid of a seed dibber. The soil may first need raking if it has become overgrown with weeds. When seeds have been sown, they will grow slowly till they are fully grown. At that point, the crop may be harvested with a spade. All the tools commonly used by farmers are sold in farming shops throughout the land. Disease. The greatest threat to crops is disease. Where crops become diseased, they usually die unless a disease is promptly treated in an appropriate way. For small crops, a vial of plant cure should restore the health of the entire patch. Larger plants, such as bushes and trees, may be treated by cutting off the diseased leaves with secateurs. Prevention, of course, is far better than cure. Farmers are strongly advised to take all necessary steps to ward off disease from their crops. There's a variety of techniques for this. Compost. The soil is treated with compost before seeds are sown in it. The chance of crops to become diseased will be considerably lower. Supercompost has an even greater effect on the likelihood of disease. Complementary crops. Certain flowers attract the pests that cause disease in vegetables and fruits. You may therefore be able to protect your crops in allotments by growing appropriate flowers in the nearby flower patches. Marigolds protect potatoes, onions, and tomatoes. Rosemary protects cabbages. Nasturtiums protect watermelons. Scarecrows. A scarecrow being placed in an empty flower patch is to repel birds, thus protecting any sweet corn grown in nearby allotments from disease. Interestingly, strawberries aren't protected by anything. They're just out here doing their best. And protection. The simplest method of preventing disease is to hire a gardener to look after your crops for you. Throughout the lands, you will usually have little trouble finding someone willing to help in exchange for a few baskets of food. Soil preparation. It's critically important that your crops be planted in the best available soil they are to grow successfully. In general, amateur farmers are advised to do their farming within the farming patches available to the public across the lands. Where one is required to grow crops in some other place, the ground must be treated very thoroughly before any seeds are planted. The appropriate treatment shall depend on the nature of the existing soil and the climate. In a woodland, mix 2 buckets of dung and 8 buckets of supercompost into the soil. In the desert, mix 6 buckets of dung and 4 buckets of supercompost into the soil. Finally, stir in plenty of water with a trowel. In the mountains, mix 3 buckets of dung and 7 buckets of supercompost into the soil. In the jungle, mix 10 buckets of supercompost into the soil, pour a vial of plant cure over the soil, and provide some means of drainage. It's widely believed that camel dung surpasses all other creatures' dung in both fertility and stench. Keen farmers preparing soil for important crops should therefore aim to use camel dung wherever possible. It may be freely obtained from the desert lands south of Misthalin. Free dung from the south. You know how to read book I got on Farmer? Of course, I've been reading it. That's good. Is it any use? There's a useful section about preparing soil for growing crops. For mountain area, it says we need to mix 3 buckets of camel dung and 7 buckets of super compost into the soil. That's a lot of camel dung. Fortunately, I've got enough dung with me. My arm not like to say so earlier, but you've been smelling like you're done a whoopsie. Thanks a lot. Alright, we need to mix in all this. We also need the 7 super compost and a spade to spade it all up. He's got his soil patch here. Doesn't look very promising. What if we add some dung? And mix it all up. Nice and good. Add some more dung. It wasn't looking promising. How's it looking now? Still not ready to be used as a farming patch. Gotta put some more stuff in here. Phew, that's enough dung. Thank goodness. Now just super compost. We really need to make some more super compost. Getting a little bit short on super compost. That's easy enough with some pineapples and compost bins. Manageable. At least. Farming. Need to do more of that at some point. Got some plans. 6 buckets of super composts added. And 7 buckets of super compost. And that is how you get a farming patch. Great, that's enough super compost. Lovely stuff. I finished treating that soil patch for you. Good, good. Always I've been wanting a farming patch to grow things in. The soggy bits south of here, they not work at all. So what do we need to do now? Now we do like that man say to burnt meat. We gotta go to Taibawana village and see more carefully about growing goutweed. It's a long way to Taibawana village. We're going to need a boat. A boat, we say. Heading to Ardoin with my arm. What in the world is that thing? This is my arm. We'd like to go to Karamja. That is your what? He's a troll. His name is my arm. Yep, my arm. Whose arm? Never mind that now. We just need to go to Karamja. Can you take us? It was my dad's arm. What was about your dad's arm? My arm tried to eat it. Your arm did what? Will you take us to Karamja? I don't think I want the mad troll. Or his arm. If you can take us to Karamja, we can discuss it with my arm. Oh no, not your arm too. So you'll take us? Alright, just get that arm thing onto the ship. More trouble than we're worth, clearly. We're on a boat. What? My arm not liking this. What's wrong with your arm? What's wrong with you? You ever hear stories of troll sailors or troll pirates? I can't think of any just now. That 'cause trolls don't like the sea. We kinda sink. I'm sure I've met some trolls that lived in the sea. There's a fishing colony up in the northwest. Them not proper trolls. Proper trolls live in mountains. They look just like land trolls. We trolls, them not trolls. Nuff said. Oh, please yourself. Are we there yet? No, look, no land. How about now? Still no land. You getting angry with my arm, huh? No. Is it 'cause I thick? I'm not angry with you. Alright. Are we there now? A long, long trip it'll be. My arm feeling sick. We meet at the village, yeah? He sprints off into the jungle. Oh, he's gone. Hope he knows his way to Taibawana village. He does. Or at least try. Got another tool leprechaun here. Store some stuff. We need all these buckets on us right now. Nice spade. Okay. So, This is the part of the quest where things have slightly changed. My arm is heading to Taibowana Village to try to get gout tubers. And until earlier in 2024, we had to put in some effort here. And so we will put in some effort here in Taibowana cleanup. Trade Jiminua here. Get ourselves just a regular machete, should be fine. And go start cleaning up the village. There's my arm there. We're probably going to finish things up by just talking to him for that next part. Instead, we're going to get in here. We got jungle. We're going to hack it. Have a great time. Get some favor with Taibowana. We're already at a few percent from way earlier. And we need to get this up to 60. So a combination of getting the thatch spars, fighting stuff that comes out, repairing the walls, shouldn't be too bad. There we go. 60%. Oh boy. This still exists once we're done. We need to get rid of it. Anyways, back up to my arm. Hello, my arm. My arm is by the beach. So this is the Taibowana village, huh? Yes, that's right. I've been here before when the villagers thought their village was cursed. Had to fetch some special herbs for their shaman. You doing a lot of favors for people. Is there anything in it for you? Oh, I usually get something. Except that time when Burnt Meat made me fetch him a tasty human for his stew. All he gave me was some burnt meat. You not like burnt meat's cooking? Believe it or not, no. I didn't like it at all. Dad, a pity. He planning to give you more burnt meat when you done helping me. Maybe my arm think of something better for you. But first you go find Merkali. He got help plus grow goutweed. Merkali, right. Is over by the hardwood grove here. Ask him all about goutweed. And goutweedy lumps. And gout tubers. And all such things as these. Is there anything I could do for you, Buona? A troll called my arm wants a favor from you. He wants to grow goutweed, and he thinks you can help. What's a troll? And what was that about your arm, Buona? I really don't want to discuss it. Can you help this creature grow goutweed? Goutweed? People grow it in farming patches all the time. Have you tried planting a gout tuber in your patch? No, the silly troll won't listen. He had me bring him all the way down from the mountains to ask you about it. You want to grow it in the mountains, Buona? That might be more difficult. Gout tubers only grow well in warm places with plenty of sun. You mean we aren't going to be able to grow it in the mountains? No, not with normal gout tuber. Those just won't survive the conditions. You'll need a special hardy gout tuber. Oh, wonderful. Can you give me some of those, please? Oh, suppose I could let you have one hardy gout tuber for your friend to grow in his mountain. So this hardy tuber will grow like any other herb seed? It grows much faster than any other herb I've seen, Buona. But remember, although it is hardy enough to grow in the cold mountain lands, it may still become diseased. Really, it gives you a hardy gout tuber. Just one. Perfect. Here's my arm. My arm born. To rumble into jungle. What was that noise? It's my arm. We're to goutweed. Ah, a troll. Want goutweed. Eek. Hey. What are you doing? My arm want goutweed. Be careful. A Bruno man. Has you got goutweed? Magic. Ow! Punch. Still want goutweed. He's gonna tear up the entire place. Jacoba, there's the monster. Prepare to die. Where you keep goutweed? Ow! Punch. Another punch. Some rumble in the jungle. You got issues. There's the big punch. He's out of here. Humans all mental. Make it go away. I'll give you anything. My arm want gout weed. Okay, here you go. Gives you a lot more hardy gout tubers. There you go. What the heck was all that about? You take far too long chatting with Mergeli. My arm come in and hurry things up. You could have really damaged their village. Silly humans got such flimsy homes. One good thump and their walls come down. If you ever come to Remington, I'm not letting you into my house. Anyway, you got the gout weedy stuff, right? Yes, I got plenty of hardy gout tubers. Right, let's get back to the ship and go back to Ardoin. My arm think you need to go to the bank. What do you think I need from the bank? See, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. My arm done tried planting stuff before, and the birds around Trollheim Mountain, they got interested. The birds got interested in watching you farm. Yep, and they're the great big one what started trying to eat whatever I planted. Exactly how big was this bird? Yeah, pretty big. You might want to get food and stuff. We're talking bigger than a pigeon. How about we just go back to Ardoin? You can get your fighting stuff. We're going back to Ardoin. Guess we're going to have to come back later for the deal with that. Oh, great, we're on the boat again. The captain didn't look very happy to see us again. No, he wasn't. What was that you said to him? I told him he'd better take us back or else. Or else what? Or else I'd let my arm loose on him. Yeah. So, we there yet? Yes. Yes, we are. Our joint has never seemed so far away. You probably want to go bank now. Fetch your fighting stuff. When you finish, go back to this troll stronghold. Well, I'm going to be waiting by our farming patch on the roof. How are you going to get back to the troll stronghold? That's not your problem. Alright, see you there. He's got a plan. Yeah, we need to go back to... We need to go back there. I guess we could also go get some more things. Also, our inventory got all switched around here for some reason. That's definitely something. When they put the hardy gout tubers at the bottom. How weird. I guess we could get more food. Not that the fight's going to actually be too dangerous. But since we're here, might as well. And then we will return to Taibo Wanai and deal with the situation. Talking to a whole bunch of people around Taibo Wanai village. Hey, I've seen you working around the village. You've been doing a lot of good work around here for us. Maybe something for your trouble. You get 15 trading sticks. Your remaining failure total is 9%. There's like 10 or so people that can give you trading sticks. Not very many though. And then once you've talked to them, they take a while before you can talk to them again to get more trading sticks. This has been 2 rounds of everybody. And it takes a while. Also, it's not like we're really going to use trading sticks. So this percentage favor here is really not useful. If we wanted to actually get trading sticks, we would just go and cut some gems and sell them to the store here. Way faster. You can also get more trading sticks if you have the outfit also from the store. Or more trading sticks per talking to people. Again, doesn't really matter. Not too useful trading sticks. No, don't really need them. Down to 9%. Close enough. Not going to use it this favor for anything anyways. So we can get back to the quest. Ah, the crisp top of the mountain air. In a slice of the world that totally exists here. My arm! How's it going? Ah, dulce donum. What do you say? It means something like home sweet home in some old language. My arm is well-educated troll, not some no-brained rockhead. Right. Shall we get on with the growing the goutweed now? Yep, that sounds good. You show me how to do that. Okay, I'll hand you what you need. Use it on the patch. The leprechaun man can sell you tools if you need anything. I've got everything we need. Got a weedy patch, What we need for that is a rake. Here's a rake. My arm rakes the patch somewhat. Breaks my rake instantaneously. Pick up the rake head. Repairing tools. Very similar to random events, where your pickaxe and axe can break. No longer things. Use the rake. Try again. This time with a little more gentleness. Rake and rake. And there it's been raked. Very good. Have some hardy ground tubers. Thanks, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Yep. Use a trowel to plant them. Not sure what you're going to do with that. Oh, forget it. Do this. I guess it's a seed dibber, not a trowel. Either way, you can totally plant it with a trowel. Just make a little hole. Go for it. Seed dibber. There you go. And plant. Hardy goutweed. Right there. And here is the drunken dwarf. Hello, matey. You a dwarf. Dwarf, not my matey. Big punch. Just launches him off the side. Arr, matey. He's dead. And there is an unnamed troll child. Oh, food for me? Ah, poor dwarfy. But he's sure to turn up again one of these days. Drunken dwarfs always keep coming back. More random event knowledge. There's a drunken dwarf there. Ah, drunken dwarfy gone splat. It was a much further fall earlier. The kebab and broken beer glass. What a waste of such fine liquor. And the unnamed troll child hanging out. Got a diseased hardy goutweed here, though. How's my farming coming along? Goutweed plants got disease. Should cure it quickly. You got anything for doing that? No, I didn't bring any. You get some. Maybe a little leprechaun man got some to sell you. Supposedly, compost works for this. Even though you really need the plant cure for the actual curing of it. It's a bit late for that now. Yeah, sure seems like it. Maybe if you use the super compost before it doesn't get diseased. Either way, if we go into the store here again, he's got plant cure available. One way or another, we'll get this disease taken care of. There's an order to things here. Plant cure vial. And the hardy goutweed. Doing great. Even get our vial back. How nice. And a spade to finish things up. There you go. And harvest. Uh-oh, I think the birds noticed I was farming. Oh no, it's a baby rock. Oh no, save the goutweed. Ickle birdie. You worried about that? He's gonna eat the goutweed. Kill it quick. I don't want to dig up the goutweed. It's not dead. The rock's going to town there. My goodness. Can we do something about this? Goodbye, bird. Thanks for saving it, but that's not the real birdie. Thanks for saving the goutweed, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. But I think this other birdie not happy with you. What other birdie? The shadow. The leprechaun sees it, freaks out. Oh, he spilled his drink. That birdie behind you. Oh, it's a big birdie. Concerning. Giant rock. He's got a knockback attack, which is annoying. Throws rocks. Is a rock. The knockback's also a stun. We're just going to hit him with the dragon halberd here. Stunned again. Inconvenient, this fight. Just fly in there. We're doing our best. There you go. Yippee! And now, it's ready to go. Here's a harvesting spade. My arm harvests this crop. You gain farming XP. Look at us go. Gaining farming XP for helping out. Woot, farming level. You did it. And we got our spade back. Thank you so much for all the help. But me gonna be very pleased. I'm just glad the goutweed grew up okay. My arm just checked this the right stuff. Yup, this is goutweed. It lovely. Don't eat it all. Aw, too late. You gotta go back to the kitchen and tell Burnt Meat the good news. Maybe he'd give you a nice reward for all the hard work you've been doing for us. But if he not give you anything good, you come back and see my arm. Thanks, I'll remember that. Alright. And the leprechaun is hiding currently. Let's get back down to Burnt Meat. Clamber back inside the troll stronghold. As you do. And then down one level to another troll. Burnt Meat. We've done it. My arms managed to grow some goutweed on the roof of the stronghold. So now we can grow goutweed whenever we want it? Yes, he's got plenty of hardy gout tubers to grow in his little farming patch. Thank you so much. I don't know what we'd have done if not come through here to help us. So you mentioned a reward? Oh yep, Burnt Meat cooked you a special reward. Burnt meat. Lots of burnt meat. Ah. See, Burnt Meat promised you a reward. Anyway, it's been nice to see you again. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. Enjoy your meal. Burnt meat. With more burnt meat on the ground. 29 in total. Back when it didn't stack, it would fill your entire inventory no matter what you tried. Spilling out on the ground. Lovely stuff. Nice and burnt. Just how you want it. Burnt Meat is a professional. Always gonna get the highest quality burnt meat. And now, we're on the roof, and the rest of the world exists. What a time. What a place. Did Burnt Meat give you a nice reward? No, he jolly well didn't. Give me burnt meat, again. Aw, that a shame. See, Burnt Meat like burnt meat. It's his favorite thing to cook, and he'd do it better than any other troll. You said you might be able to give me something better? Yep, and I will. My arm gonna tell you big hushy secret about herbs. My arm tells you a secret about herbs. Aha! Now you know more about herbs. Also, I made a new farming patch like you showed me. Whatever you plant in it, I make sure it don't get disease. My arm's big adventure complete. 1 quest point. 10,000 herblore XP, amazing times. 5,000 farming XP, also pretty good. A disease-free herb patch on top of Troll Stronghold, right here. Very cool. So if we could get some herb seeds we would really like to grow, this is the best place for it, because they won't get diseased. We still need to use compost in order to get more yield, but they'll always grow correctly and perfectly. Also, Dominion Tower stuff, much later. And we also got all that burnt meat. Oh boy. Well, that is 66 herblore. Lovely. Super defense potions, which do exist. That is cadentines and whiteberries. So we could do something with cadentines now. We'd have to have whiteberries. That would be farming in bush patches, most likely. There's a few places to get whiteberries. Not very convenient, though. And later on, survivalist potions in Daemonheim. That's okay. And store all this stuff back with the tool leprechaun. Looking good. Didn't use that last super compost, so that's fine. I think this is too many buckets. There's like 30 in here exist. There's limits and all that. We don't have space because they're not noted. Yeah, whatever. That's enough in there for now. Maybe it's I think it's less buckets, but more compost can be in here. There's limiting factors on all this. Also, don't need this machete. Don't need this farming manual. With the knowledge of how to make a farming patch, you would think we would just go around making farming patches literally everywhere. Farming to our heart's content. Unfortunately, we are not so aggressive with that. Just plaster the whole world in farming patches. Wouldn't that be an idea? Alright. Well, that is that. We got some food here, which will be very nice for finishing up our Slayer training arc. And then, problems that we've mostly solved. Next time. Goodbye.